Hello, I'm Philip Stoughton. I'm here at SMTAi in Chicago, and I'm joined by Jim from InterLatin. Jim, you've been presenting a new product, a product that's kind of shaking the stencil market up. Tell me a little bit about what you've been talking about and how it went over.
Yeah, actually, Phil, it was really interesting because during the actual conference itself, everybody was talking about how to improve the performance of screen printing. The whole segment was about screen printing. That was really good because everybody led the audience to believe that what you need to do is you need to improve the paste release and the aperture design, which is all great. But now, how you accomplish those two things and make it a permanent tool is the key element, okay? And that's when I walked in, and everybody was talking about a coated stencil, a non-coated stencil, and all of a sudden now I gave them an uncoated stencil, but which performs at an optimum performance rate, and actually it meets all the criteria, if not exceeds the criteria of the coated stencil, okay?
Yeah.
So,
and that's really interesting, yeah. And that's a real game changer, isn't it? When you look at coated stencil, there are some challenges. That coating wears off. When it wears off, it's got to go somewhere. So there are concerns around that. Right. And if you can create something uncoated that performs better than coated, then you know there's a lot to be said for that. You've done quite a lot of research on this, though. Yes. It's not just an idea that you put together and thrown out there. No. There's been a lot of work gone behind it. Tell me a bit about that process and what kind of analysis you've done to actually confirm that it can meet these standards.
Yeah, okay, from the beginning, what we did is we actually made a nano stencil. A coated nano stencil. We actually made it. And very quickly, we discovered how it broke down. In that breakdown, obviously, you got to ask yourself, number one, where does it go? Okay, and then the next stage was to say, okay, so now what do we do? How are we going to differentiate from the rest of the providers of these super stencils, so to say? And we uncoated it. So we call it the no nano, so it's pretty cool, no? So when everybody looks at this, you say, so how does it work? How have you been able to prove this out? We actually took a bunch of different formats of stencils, did a lab test on it. In that lab test, we actually washed, one of the requirements was wash all the stencils 20 times and then run the print performance. The nanos, all the coated stencils, they fell apart. Okay, their performance fell apart like everybody knows they will, okay? Because they don't perform to the level that they need to once they become damaged or they start breaking down. We did that, but then furthermore, we went into the market. We started introducing it. For the last four and a half years, we've been testing Cobra, which is what it's called, in the market, and today we can honestly say it doesn't break down. Yeah. We have stencils running over 250,000 print strokes, still running on the line, and people say, so how is it your stencil runs 250 print strokes when everybody says 90,000 print strokes for their stencils? Why is it your runs better? It says, because ours is easier to run on. Yeah. So you reduce pressure, you have better paste release, improve mechanical seal. Yeah. It's all about the focus on what the print process requires. Yeah,
so you're avoiding that temptation to crank up pressure, which damages the stencil and reduces life and all those things. Yep. And, you know, interesting to me is that InterLatin, fantastic reputation in Mexico, one of the largest representative companies, but also a company known for innovation and bringing together all the different elements of manufacturing. How do you develop that and get a brand like Cobra out globally? What's the response been to the market, say here in North America and then potentially beyond that?
Okay, right now I can tell you that what we've done, we've tried to focus our field testing in Mexico for the last 4 and a half years. The reason is because we needed to make sure before we came to the American market. Have we sent any to the US? Yes, we have. Have we gone to Asia? Yes, we have. Have we gone to Europe? Yes, we have. Okay, right now we have approximately 4 to 5 vendors calling us saying, we want to sell Cobra now. Okay. We've heard about it, and so, I think that's pretty good. I think the possible demand is there. When you think about it, the United States probably has 12,000 SMT lines. At any given time, they're probably buying 6,000 stencils, and about, 10 to 20% of those stencils are high-end stencils, okay? And that's where Cobra falls in. Because all of a sudden what you're doing is you're not just improving paste release, you're improving the actual the conforming capability of the stainless steel material against the topography of the board, which is the very key element to the mechanical seal.
Yeah. And the life expectancy is way higher, which is fantastic. So great stuff. Well, Jim, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for chatting.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.